I recently released my own Star Citizen silhouette video, cause I was sad we did not get an official one, so now let's elaborate. Most of these were no big surprises, there are only a few details left that I have not seen in a comment here or there, but that was my first intention. I didn't want to completely make anything up. Instead, this was supposed to be a realistic list for 2026. I mostly based it on the list of manufacturers we were told to expect chips from this year. Therefore I excluded chips that some of you expected here. The Liberator I do not see this year. The CNOU Forge production is paused for now. The Kraken is worked on right now but won't be finished this year, to name a few. So this list is just what I expect this year, and I don't claim it to be complete. So let's get through it. The first, an Origin G12. Again, because Origin was confirmed to have at least one release this year. Now I know that the G12 was just last autumn confirmed to not be in active production anymore, but the only other Origin chip missing is the 600i rework. I do not see that coming this year, and while a complete new Origin chip would be exciting for some, I feel like these backlog chips in particular should be finished before anything new is released. So the G12 is the easy pick to get out of the way, but there's less backing that up than other candidates on this list. Continuing with GreyCat, we have two actually. In the front is the UTV, which was announced in 22 and was in white box as of last October. There's currently some mockup work ongoing, so it could be coming out sooner than later. The one in the back is the MSE, which technically was already in the last silhouette video, but since it was announced to have a small crafting table in the back, as well as doors opening to the sides to cover you a bit while crafting, I do really expect this one as an entry option whenever we get crafting later this year. Hopefully. Next, the Anvil Auxilia, also from last year's silhouette video. I put this one on again because I could not think of another Anvil release for this year that is certain enough. Of course you could maybe get your Liberator, or there could be something unannounced. But what we have learned since we saw the silhouette for the first time is that this will be a generalist vehicle, much like a Drake Clipper with wheels, with a crafting bench and a mat bed. Now it gets more interesting. I'm relieved everyone seemed to get this. This was my placeholder for the Aurora Mk2, which is confirmed for this year, but the shape of the wings is not. That is a beloved fan concept from someone I know, and I really hope the Mk2 ties together the Aurora and the Scorpius in this way, but while this has been acknowledged by CIG, it has not been confirmed to look like this. This one kinda reminds me of the sponsor of this video, Pigeon Spaceport, which is shipping its first Star Citizen miniature, the RSI Scorpius, this spring hopefully. They have just posted some images of the first units being created on X, and I can't wait to see how good the injection molding looks up close. These will be pre-painted and pre-assembled, so display pieces for collectors that don't want to paint themselves. But I'm looking forward to weather and paint and enhance them further. The Scorpius can currently be pre-ordered in 3 different skins. I have a code you can use, but I will also show it in detail once I get my model. This might be the most divisive one on this list, because it's the only one where I had to make up the model from scratch. This is supposed to be the Kruger Stingray. We know that it's coming this year, but we only know the name. Since the Stingray is flat, moves silently without much movement and can sting. Something like the B2 Spirit lies on hand, but we already have the Eclipse like that. I will talk about this one more in a separate video, because I want to flesh out this concept a bit more and make some sketches. But some of you have already noticed that my version is based on a German Horten. This is obviously the Hermes, which came out a day after these silhouettes, and I put the boxes to indicate I believed it to be a cargo variant, even though I would have preferred a data runner by a mile. I generally don't mind reusing ship models for other roles. The Golem, for example, I think worked great, the Fortune as well, but I think reusing the chassis of an ambulance for cargo is a terrible idea. My analogy is, imagine yourself lying somewhere with both your legs broken, shot, almost dying, and then you see the familiar silhouette of an ambulance approaching, only to find out it's an Amazon Prime delivery. Annoying. On the other hand, imagine in traffic you are being cut off by an ambulance. You will probably think, okay, fair enough, he is literally saving lives right now, but without your knowledge that ambulance does not carry patients at all, it's a data runner delivering highly confidential files. That would be a cool and fitting variant. Just my 2 cents, but I'm hoping for an RSI data runner in this form factor once the gameplay loop arrives. The Argo Moth came out while making this video and I have tried it out already and quite liked it. That said, I had hoped for a Grace Market mole instead, as that was on the list of manufacturers, and having the same chassis for both mining and salvage makes sense, I get it. But I think with the Grace, I think we could have had something way more unique that also would not have been too much work compared to building a completely new ship. I also think that for Grace it would be even more believable welding together makeshift salvage ships. Just like the Moth, keep the new arms, keep the rocket launchers, but weld it to an Argo mole. I think that is a bit more believable than welding together gunboats that rival military ones in firepower. But I do really like those new salvage arms. Next, the Hull B. We know it finished white box and entered grey box a while back already. It's also confirmed to come this year. We have not officially seen it, but as you can see, I adjusted its spindles to be rotated by 45 degrees as it was described in the latest ship talk. This is to make it possible to land planetside with full cargo. I'm not sure if that works like this or if the transformation is even more complex than this. Either way, this also already depicts the new SCU size of 512, which is increased from 384 previously. As you can see, I used 16 8 SCU boxes per spindle, even though this should also fit for 32s instead. Either way, it's coming. I think it would be fitting for IAE as the medium priced ship next to the big one later on this list, but it's already in lot 0, it could arrive way sooner. Then this is the Gatac Railen. I just put it into its landed form. I also put its revised 640 SCU of cargoes on there, in boring standard SCU crates. I expect some triangular alien fixture that accepts basically any shape, not just SCU boxes, but I would love if there are also Gatac crates that you can only get through missions or something like that, making it even more efficient. It is in production since at least mid-November and progressed through white box in January, so I hope the promised release this year happens, but if any ship would make problems in development, I would bet on this one, with the alien tech being so unique. And then, I have been waiting for this forever, the Galaxy is finally coming. It was confirmed for IAE, so around November this year, so let's hope it won't get delayed. No word on which modules will release with it. I am very certain cargo and medical will release alongside it, especially because the Hermes and Apollo interior look so similar to those Galaxy concepts in terms of design language. I think a lot of those assets can be reused or built upon. If the refinery module would not come out this IAE, I would not be surprised though. Instead, I could see it released with cargo and medical, and then in the ISC we get a glimpse at player refining and maybe another module teaser like crafting. The IronClad, not 100% confirmed, but hinted to release this Invictus or rather DefenseCon, so around May. Both base and assault versions seem to progress at the same pace, which is nice. I really hope this one makes it in time. And lastly, the Javelin. This is not confirmed at all, but we have Aegis on the list releasing this year. According to the last monthly report, the Hammerhead Gold standard work has just been completed, but that is not a new release. And the Javelin, well, a Javelin with finished exterior and interior is needed for Squadron 42, and if that releases this year, which still seems to be the plan, releasing the Javelin into the PU at the same time would make a lot of owners happy. It would tie the two nicely together, now that the F8 is no longer a post-squadron bonus. But most importantly, the Javelin would be once again the biggest ship in the PU and would for sure create some headlines even outside the Star Citizen bubble, and I expect CIG to want all the attention they can get before, during and also after the Squadron release, to once and for all cement this game as not a scam. Apart from all of these, there are of course also a few unannounced ships and vehicles coming this year, 5 unannounced ones in the UK studio alone. So I think it's safe to say that ship-wise we have an exciting year ahead of us. And as always, a big thank you to my Patreon and YouTube channel members. Thanks to you I can render these more complex videos instead of doing slideshows. Thank you for watching and see you in the verse.